basketball on STSPN.com. It's the Lake Stevens Vikings and the Jackson Timberwolves. Hello, everybody. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius. Todd Elvig at the controls here on STSPN.com. Glad you're with us for some Western Conference high school basketball on the girls' side. And, Alex, it's getting important. Only 2 regular season games remaining before the all-important district tournament.
Yeah, it is. Last week of the season, last few games, we're going down to a point where leave it out on the floor right now because playoff time's coming up. For the Jackson Timberwolves, they are currently, right now, if the playoffs started today, which is one of my favorite things of all time, they would be the 4th seed. But if they were to lose, they'd go to the 5th, or if they win, they could go up to the 3rd, depending on what the other teams do. So this is a big game for them. For the Lake Stevens Vikings, they already are number 1. If they were win today, it would kind of seal that last spot for them to be the number 1 seed. But for Jackson, that home court advantage for that first game is pretty big tonight.
Lake Stevens at 11-1 in first place. Glacier Peak just 1 game back at 10-2. Kamiak can't get into the number 1, number 2 spots. Really doesn't make that big a difference if you're 1 or 2 because you get that very important first round bye.
Yes, first round bye is ginormous. But for Kamiak and Jackson and Mariner Monroe, the top 4 seeds besides the top 2, it is big for Jocelyn for positions because you want to have home court. You know, maybe you match it better with Glacier Peak or Lake Stevens and try to give them a little bit of a run, those top 2 seeds.
Lake Stevens with Jackson tonight, Mount Vernon on Monday. Projecting they'll probably finish at 13-1. Glacier Peak with Monroe and Mariner their next 2 games. Probably both wins, probably will finish at 12-2. But Jackson now, Lake Stevens tonight, a very tough Kamiak team on Monday. Could finish at the 7-7 spot. Mariner could finish at 7-7 coming in because they play Cascade and they play Glacier Peak. They split the regular season. Then you got to figure out who's going to be hosting because you want to host that opening round game.
You always want to do it, and our colleague over there, Steve Wilson, is trying to help us out, and he currently doesn't really know what's going on with if it's the luck of the draw or whoever pulls the ace of spades.
We will come back after tonight's opening tip-off and the starting lineups right here on STSPN.com. And we're ready to play some basketball here at Jackson High School, Mill Creek tonight. The seniors on senior night will start out there for Jackson. That'll be Anna Gambish, a 5'7 senior. Talia Timoteo, a 5'5 senior. Brianna Williams, a 5'6 senior. Jaden Kinchin, a 5'3 senior. And Sydney Carter, a 6' senior. So all seniors in the starting lineup. 5 seniors, 5 starters. It works out pretty well for head coach Dwayne Morris. For the Lake Stevens Vikings, their head coach is Randy Edens. They'll start their usuals. Lacey Taylor, a 5'7 senior. Taylor Reed, a 5'7 senior. Reagan Reed, a 5'6 sophomore. Anna Johansson, a 5'11 senior. And Kylie Griffin, worth the price of admission. Kylie Griffin, a 6'2 senior on her way to play at Gonzaga. And Lake Stevens wins the opening tip, and we're underway. The referee is Riaz Kanji. Kevin Erickson is the umpire. Josh Lloyd, the other umpire as well. Long outside shot, and down it goes. First bucket of the ball game goes down for the Lacey Taylor for the Lake Stevens Vikings, and they take the early lead.
Interception over here by Lake Stevens, running back the other way.
And they grab it, they get the steal, but they can't feed it down underneath. It's coming down. Trying for the bounce pass was Reagan Reed, looking for Griffin. And they're deciding who's going to throw the ball in. It's going to be Kylie Griffin will throw it in at the baseline with 25 to shoot. They get it on the inbounds. A 3 ball deep in the right corner for for Reed will not go. And we're going to have a foul called as Josh Lloyd is waiting for the players to get out of his way to say that it's going to be on number 14. And it will be on Taylor Smith. For Smith, first personal foul, first team foul against Lake Stevens here in the first quarter at Jackson High School tonight. A 3-0 lead for the Vikings.
That press for Lake Stevens right there has already forced 2 turnovers. I know it is senior night for Jackson. Harness those emotions. I know there's some stuff going through your mind. Harness it, play the game, don't make it go too fast.
So Jackson has yet to put up a shot. We haven't been on that side of the floor yet. They can turn the lights off down there. They haven't used it yet. Griffin will miss. Reed will grab the rebound, and they'll go right back up with it. Short-armed it, no good. Rebound grab. Jaden Kinchin for Jackson. Timberwolves finally will run some offense set here as we're a minute and 10 seconds into the first quarter. 3-0 lead for Lake. Jackson in the white uniforms moving to our left as they just work the perimeter here. All seniors in the starting lineup on senior night. A little runner goes in, too hard, no good. Own rebound, back up, no good. A miss twice there for Jaden Kinchin, and we're going to call an offensive foul.
A little bit extra with the off arm right there.
Yeah, Kylie Griffin doesn't like the call. Josh Lloyd has made both foul calls. Second team foul, that'll be the first on Griffin. And full court pressure, again it works. It's going to be grabbed by Reed, tries an underhand dish. It was knocked away. She gets it back, out for a 3-ball. Down it will go. Bang! Down it goes for Taylor Smith. And makes it a 6-0 lead. And a steal. Griffin miss. Who's got it? Don't look away, because if you do, Lake Stevens will have the basketball again. Back out on top. Reed, too hard. Griffin, there she is. Right there. That is right there the reason she's going to Gonzaga and play D1.
Great rebound. Love it. Kept it up high. Made sure no one could go below and steal it. So
didn't put it on the floor.
Nope.
Right back up with it.
What is what you're supposed to do.
There's a little dribble drive right side. It's going to be a ball that goes out of bounds as Talia Timoteo lost it. But there we're going to have the first substitute as that'll put Lauren Schilberg back in. She's a 6'2" post player. She's a junior. Long inbounds into the back court. No over and back on the inbounds. And so here comes Jackson, yet to dent the scoreboard. An 8-0 lead for Lake Stevens here in the early going. They dump it down low, kick it back out.
Money.
There you go. Down it will go for Jackson. Brianna Williams puts it in. The first 2 points of the ball game for Lake Stevens from about 12 feet away. Will they answer on the other end? They'll try the answer. Taylor Smith, but the line was busy. Wouldn't go, and Jackson will bring it up. Down by 6 with 5:10 to play in the first quarter. And they're going to call an offensive foul. Yeah, they're going to get... Yeah, Brianna Williams will pick up the foul. Her first personal foul, first team foul.
Refs are calling it tight today on the offensive side.
Would you go over there and move that balloon? It's right in front of the team fouls number over here on the scoreboard. Just right there.
I'll get my blow darts out.
That's right. Lake Stevens working it out. Now Griffin with it. Got fouled. She got kind of pinched between two players. Was going to work her way down there. And Kinchin picks up the foul. Her first personal foul. Team foul number 2 against Jackson. Inbounds there. One bounce and in it goes for Kylie Griffin.
That was smooth. We did a game together, Lake Stevens and Kamiak, at the beginning of the year, so it's always nice to kind of see at the end of the year, and she can still glide to the hoop. She's so smooth with the ball.
You like gliders, don't you?
Always.
Yeah,
they make it look so easy, and for me, it's a lot harder than that.
Yeah, last Friday night we had a chance to see Monroe and Colby Kyle. You like the way he glided? Well, you know, when you glide, you're playing D1 basketball.
That's why I'm on the sidelines.
That's right. 18 to shoot now. Inbounds for Jackson. 10-2 lead. Lake Stevens has had a couple of 8-point leads here in the first quarter. Baseline inbounds looking. They do get it in, but Lake Stevens, again, is not going to get the steal, but it's going to be a jump ball, and it might as well be a steal because the alternating possession goes right back over to the Lake Stevens Vikings. Boy, they just swarmed the basketball.
They know what they're doing on defense. Props to the head coach over there for sure. Randy Edens, correct?
Randy Edens.
Edens, correct.
Been there a long time. He sent quite a number of players to Division I, including the Pauakoa sisters played at Boise State. Dribble drive baseline. Reed goes in. A little too deep. No, it wasn't too deep. Got it to Griffin. She gets her own board back up. No good. Now she'll have to earn them at the stripe. Relentless is Griffin as she missed it and then suddenly came out of there with good positioning to grab the offensive rebound. It gets fouled, and Griffin goes to the free throw line, and the foul called on Schilberg. Her first personal foul, the third team foul against Jackson. First free throw won't go. getting, missed them both. Much to the delight of the Jackson faithful on the far side.
Yeah, that's a solid student section coming out here for the senior night for the girls team for sure. I got some cardio walking in from the parking lot all the way down here at the parking spot 104. Could have taken the bus.
It's way down. There's no shuttle service here on a Friday night. Is that a Steph Curry fathead over there? I think I see it in the crowd there.
Could be.
Somebody's carrying it.
Those rascal kids.
Then you got your guy that's carrying his side sports.
That is my guy over there. Said that many times.
Inbounds for Jackson. 3:51 to play. First quarter, 8-point lead for the Lake Stevens Vikings. Number 1 team in Western Conference 4A. So Timberwolves now are going to sub in their usual players, and before it gets too far away, it's already down to 8 points. They got about a half of the quarter, and that's what they will get. Inbounds here for Jackson, up and in. Nicely done there for the Jackson Timberwolves. Lauren Schilberg gets it off the inbounds and pulls them to within 6.
Great post position down there. Kept the ball up high, right off the glass.
On top they go. They swing it around. Down to the baseline to Galliana. Back up. It won't go for Griffin. 2 won't go. How about 3? Yeah. Third time's a charm for Kylie Griffin. And she puts it in and makes it a 12-4 lead. Back to an 8-point lead.
When you make the shot, you could set your press too, which has led to a few turnovers today for Jackson.
Lake Stevens is the number 8th ranked team in the state according to the RPI.
Yeah.
or runs batted in,
yeah.
or so the rating system.
Yeah.
Lake Stevens is 8. Central Valley is number 1. Lake Stevens is the highest ranked Western Conference team.
I believe they played too, Lake Stevens and Central Valley.
And Central Valley got the win. The defending state 4A champion. As coming into the ball game, Lake Stevens 15-3 overall, but they played some tough non-league games. Kind of a fling up there by Dominic that won't go. And Jackson will bring it down.
Something to note from the last game, Lake Stevens won 63-43 over Jackson. Reagan Reed had 34 points in that game. So far she doesn't have any. Sure, it is the first quarter, but she had a huge game that night.
With Brianna Williams, now fight for it. Lost the handle on it, but picked up by her teammate. Kind of saved there, and along the baseline they go, and they just can't handle it. And Jackson will turn the ball over. Goes off the fingertips of Alexa Martin. And Lake Stevens basketball leading by 8 with 2:22 to play in the opening quarter. We're at Jackson High School in Mill Creek tonight. Wrestling from Glacier Peak tomorrow here at STSPN.com. Here's a long outside 3 ball that won't go for Reed. She kind of claps her hands and says, well, I thought that was going down.
Broadcaster curse over here from me. I should have told her.
So Jackson inbounds. Brianna Williams, who was introduced, she's going to the Army after graduation as she brings it out of backcourt. Schilberg with it. Now down, little runner won't go for Skiebel, and it will be free throws coming up here as Olivia Skiebel had it.
Great cut, give and go. Led to 2 free throws, would have loved to finish it right there.
Jackson's staying within hailing distance here. A couple of free throws here would help. First one. Got it.
Skiebel had 22 points in the last outing against Lake Stevens. Shoot, I should have said that after the free throws.
you jinx it. Will it go? It will. Perfect. Nothing but twine. You're off the hook.
Thought they were going to kick me out.
I always think you're off the hook, but this is a different off the hook.
Exactly.
Full court pressure. Easily broken by Lake Stevens. Looked like an extra dribble as they swing it out topside now. Savannah Smith. Now dribble along the baseline. Underhanded lay-in. That's going to be a miss by Dominic. Cleared out by Jackson. Timberwolves out of backcourt. And they're going to say travel. Yeah. I don't think that Schilberg was expecting the ball. And when she got it, she had a little bit of space and kind of, I think, her feet started before she had the basketball fully in hand. Here comes Lake again. Corner three. No, air ball. Back up. Yes. No, but travel. Offside rebound by Galliani, and it was going to be a miss off of the rebound from the air ball. And so right back over to Jackson. Double score, 6-12. Minute 10 to play in the quarter. 3-ball top, no good. Missed by Skibel. Cleared out by the Lake Stevens Vikings here. They come quickly down the floor. Stop and pop from 10. Won't go. A miss by Dominic. And Schilberg grabs the rebound for the Timberwolves with 53 seconds to play in the quarter.
A lot of quick shots by Lake Stevens.
Yeah, early in the shot clock. They'll swing it over. A wide open three that won't go. A miss by Jaden Kinchin. And we have a foul in backcourt. And see if, is that going to, it's going to be on Alexa Martin. Her first personal foul, 4th team foul. So 40 on the quarter clock, 30 on the shot clock. And here comes Lake Stevens leading by 6. Baseball coach Kirk Nicholson passing out water to the official bench. We get what? We get nothing? Here's a shot on the way up.
We'll talk to him at halftime.
Yeah. Dominic puts it in. It makes it 14-6. So back to an 8-point lead. Shot clock is dead with 18 on the shot clock, or on the game clock now. Schilberg, left side ski ball. She will shoot a three. Too hard, no good.
She has great rotation.
Yeah. And cleared out by Lake Stevens. Here they come. Down that goes. A little fadeaway that won't. Back up and won't go. The miss there by Dominic. We've reached the end of the first quarter of action here at Jackson High School in Mill Creek. Our score, it's the Lake Stevens Vikings 14, the Jackson Timberwolves 6. You're watching Western Conference basketball on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
And welcome back here to Jackson High School, and it's the end of the world as we know it. Jackson has a band that's playing at a sporting event. I've been doing this a long, long time, and way back when they did, and then for about 15 years, never did they have a band playing, and here they are, playing tonight. Good for them. To me, that's one of the fun things about being in high school. If you're in band, you get to go to games free and get pretty good seats and go to the state tournament, that kind of stuff. So good for Jackson. They've got the band here. Not good on the score side, down by 8, but they start the second quarter with the basketball as they work the perimeter. Schilberg, 14 to shoot. On top of Martin, back to Schilberg again. Schilberg dumps it down low. Nice dump down low, but a little bit too far underneath, and Skiebel can't hit it. And cleared out by the Lake Stevens Vikings. But here's a steal. Knocked away, grabbed by Schilberg.
What I noticed about Jackson here, Tom, is they have a lot of height out here. We have a Schilberg at 6'2", Skiebel at 6'1", Martin at 5'10", and Mattinson at 5'11". It's a lot of height.
Kevin Erickson's going to call the foul on Taylor Smith at the baseline, a little push. So fresh 30 on the shot clock. Lake Stevens commits the foul. Jackson gets the basketball. Schilberg gets the miss. And now Lake Stevens gets the basketball to bring it out of backcourt. That's Reed. Looks for a screen. I think I say double dribble. Good defense. Good, tough, hard-nosed defense there by Jaden Kinchin right in her grill.
Going back to that last out-of-bounds play, Coach Morris wanted that one so bad, drawn up perfectly. You know they've worked on it in practice all week. Missed the layup right there. He looked right at his bench right after. He says, what I tell you guys is right. Look him under the basket. It's wide open.
Was wide open, just couldn't hit it. So Jackson gets it back. Schilberg Again, looking down low, knocked away there by Griffin, but then retrieved for a 3-ball left corner. Oh, 2. They're going to say 2. It was a 2-ball by Skibell in the corner. That's a 6-point lead for Lake Stevens. They have not scored here in this second quarter yet. Reed changes direction, swings it over. Yeah, that's a travel. Leaving a little bit early, Kaylee Bracey. Left early without putting the ball on the deck, and so it will be another turnover, and Jackson will get it back.
They're fronting Kylie Griffin on the post and then actually putting someone behind her. And both those girls are nearly 6 foot tall over kind of like her height too. So tough to post entry with that height.
Alexa Martin spins with it to Skibell. As Jaden Kinchin goes into traffic and puts it up and in. Jaden Kinchin, little spark here for Jackson. Again, the Vikings have not scored in the quarter. It was 14-6 at the quarter. So a little 4-point run here for the Jackson Timberwolves. One possession at a time, as they'll say. Reed nearly lost it, 10 to shoot. Griffin closed off. They're looking for a travel. She misses, no good. She's been disrupted, and here comes Jackson. Jackson brings it up. A couple of empty possessions here for Lake Stevens. Yet to score in the quarter. As they swing it out. Schilberg, Kinchin, 9 to shoot. Long cross-court pass to the left corner, 6 to shoot now. Down to 3, down to 2. You can hear him yelling it out. Here's a long 3 on the way that will not go. But the rebound back up, it will not go. So the first miss by Skibell, the second miss by Alexa Martin, cleared out by Lake Stevens. Griffin goes around the defender and lays it up and in.
New SAT word, crafty.
Crafty.
Crafty on that finish right there by Kylie Griffin.
Timeout on the floor, 4:53 to play in the first half. 16-10, Lake Stevens leading Jackson. You're watching STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back, Jackson High School in Mill Creek. Tom Lafferty with Alex Clausius. Todd Elvig at the controls here on STSPN.com. Here's a steal. Jackson had it. Now Reed has it for Lake Stevens. Tries a little crafty move. Count the bucket and one. I'm not sure if that was luck or skill, but, you know, I'd rather be lucky than good. The ball went through, a chance for a 3-point play.
Dollar move and then another dollar finish instead of the old analogy, dollar move, dime finish.
Yeah.
Great finish there by Reed.
So Reed has it. She will shoot a couple of free throws here, or one free throw to complete the 3-point play. She does. The foul had been called on Alexa Martin, her second, 5th team foul. Now Jackson with it, now down by 9. Biggest lead for Lake Stevens. Long outside 3 ball that won't go for Megan Matson. Griffin will bring it herself, splits all the defenders, goes in, a short arm. She thought she got fouled, looks for the official. He says, play on, McDuff, and off we go.
Hand straight up there by Sydney Carter. Keep him up straight and don't bend him down. Foul will not be called.
Olivia Skibell with it between the circles, 16 on the shot clock. As they work it down low, what we call travel, yeah. It's going to be a travel. They got it inside to Olivia Skibell, and she committed the traveling violation, so it'll turn it right back over to Lake Stevens, leading by 9, their biggest lead of the ball game.
I really wanted her to get that. I wanted to say my favorite post loop, little sunrise and a little sunset.
You have to wait for it. Here is that a crafty or a glide, or a crafty glide right there.
Let's go to Webster and see which one we can get official.
So Kylie Griffin with the bucket and makes it down an 11-point lead for the Lake Stevens Vikings over the Jackson Timberwolves. Let's go for a girls action here at Jackson tonight. Air ball, air mailed up there by Alexa Martin. The board was grabbed by a teammate. And then they're going to say
Jackson ball.
Jackson will have the ball out of bounds with 10 to shoot. It was an air ball previously, so no reset on the shot clock. They get into Skibel. 3:26 to play in the first half. Skibel, nice give and go. Got it over to Sydney Carter. Couldn't make the lay-in. And here's a steal. Steal on the other end by Megan Matson. And they're going to call a foul. They're going to call the foul on Reagan Reed. Reed, her second personal, 5th team foul. So the team fouls are all tied at 5 each. So Reed goes to the bench with 2 fouls. And Dominic checks in. Also in now for Lake Stevens is Lacey Taylor, comes back onto the floor for Randy Eden's ball club. Long outside 3, rims off, tough luck shot there. Skibel with the miss, and now Lake Stevens will have the basketball.
Great arc on that shot. She missed a few in a row, but one of these are going to go in, set the place on fire.
Here's Griffin, goes in, shot blocked. They're going to call the foul on Griffin. Are they?
I think it was on number 24, Anna Johansson.
See who they're going to call. Yeah, it will be on Johansson. Kind of going in, trying to grab the rebound. Griffin is just, she's getting irked.
Yes.
That was the 3-to-6 with the fish show the other day. That was our word of the day was irked. She's getting irked by the defense of Jackson.
A lot of close shots, a lot of contested shots.
Here's a long outside 3. That's an air ball. Of course, the way Lake Stevens plays defense, they're irksome as well. Finally, they're getting to back court. Saved there on a little dive play by Lacey Taylor. Now they'll run the half-court offense with 16 to shoot. Baseline Taylor. Left side 3. Won't go. Dominic with the miss. Griffin with the board. Griffin with the miss. Tapped away. And it's going to be grabbed by Jackson to Jaden Kinchin. She brings it out of backcourt herself. Changes direction. Dumps it down to Skibel. Goes around the defense. No, they're going to call a foul. They're going to call her for the offensive foul. They're going to say she was a little bit too much.
I think a little bit on the hook. The hook. Hooked her.
Yeah, in hockey, she gets 2 minutes in the box for hooking.
This one you can just play on. A little bit different.
Yeah. So here we go. Lake Stevens leading by 11. Jackson's only scored 10 points with less than 2 minutes now to play in the first half. Griffin, yes! Oh. And 1 for Kylie Griffin.
Smooth and skillful.
Skillful and just on this side of out of control. Because she was kind of half falling and half heading to the hoop. A couple of very large steps, and up it went and down it went, and she will go to the free throw line, and the foul is called on Sydney Carter, her first 7th team foul. Griffin hits that free throw, completes the 3-point play, and opens up now a 14-point lead as we're heading toward halftime.
Jackson really needs a bucket to finish off this half. They're a little bit on the drought side, and having a bucket, good confidence going into halftime.
Yeah, they scored 4 quick ones to start this quarter. They were down 14-6 at the quarter. Now we have a whistle and a foul. Riaz Kanji will make the call from the baseline. And they're going to get Jackson. Oh, Samaya Moran will pick up the foul. Megan Matson will be at the free throw line. Rattles off, no good. Oh, we're going to have a foul called off the rebound. And they're going to get Jackson's Olivia Skibel will pick up the foul. Her second personal foul and the 8th team foul. So both coaches, Randy Edens and Dwayne Morris, are kind of substituting liberally here the last minute and a half or so of this first half. That's Anna Johansson at the line, missed it, knew she did, followed it, but couldn't get it. And Megan Matson grab the rebound for Jackson. Kinchin on the dribble. 10 seconds off the shot clock. She dribbles through. She likes to dribble through traffic. She likes to go to the free throw line because she's going to be fouled here. And they'll whistle this one on Anna Johansson for Lake Stevens. That's her second personal foul.
Two quick ones here.
And so Kinchin at the line. First one won't go. And for Lake Stevens now, Melania Galliani will check back in. Randy Eden's, I think he's played just about everybody. Savannah Smith we haven't seen. And then Kendra Griffin, we noticed, Kylie's little big sister,
yes,
is in street clothes tonight, so she's not playing. She's on the bench. Held ball will be called. And Lake Stevens will have it off the alternating possession. 24-10, 14-point lead, minute 10 to play in the half. Jackson with a full court pressure. Fairly easily broken there, Dominic. Now the dribble, that is Savannah Smith. So we do see, I think we've seen everybody.
I like that. I like that a lot. Get everyone involved.
Sarah Dominic, well, and with the district tournament on the horizon, suddenly you got somebody that gets 2 quick or 3 quick fouls and they're sitting the rest of the first half, and you don't want to, that's when it's a loser out kind of ball games. You need to have that depth.
Yeah, depth is crucial come tournament time.
Well, and also when you have the younger players that can play, so they've got some significant varsity experience in their underclassmen years. There's a miss from outside, then a pickup and a putback by Samaya Moran, and it's down. It's now a 16-point lead with 35 seconds to play in the first half. Well, no one to pass to, so off goes the three for Megan Matson and a miss. And the shot clock is dead, and the ball's knocked away.
I thought the ball was coming this way. I was about to put up a Jimmy.
There's the most important thing when you're broadcasting, save the gear. Protect the gear.
So I have to grab my headset all in one
in
motion.
Front of Todd.
Yeah, I'll jump.
Always protect the gear. Dribbling in, lay in at 13 seconds, won't go. Foul called. As Taylor Smith will go to the Savannah Smith will go to the free throw line. Talia Timoteo picks up the foul, her first. First free throw won't go. Neither team doing very well at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, a lot of missed opportunities at the line for points.
Both won't go. 11 seconds to play. Final shot for Jackson. Brianna Williams down to 6, down to 5, down to 4. Who gets it? A push. Boy, no push foul. Wow. Down it goes, and it wouldn't go. Would not go for Lauren Schilberg, and it's been pretty much all the Lake Stevens Vikings living up to their #1 spot out of the Western Conference. They're leading it by 16 points here over Jackson.
With Kylie Griffin only having 8 points, unofficial 8 points too, but a couple made threes by Jackson on this side. This game could be a lot closer.
It would not go, and so that is where we are at halftime here at Jackson High School. Our score at the half, it's the Lake Stevens Vikings 26, the Jackson Timberwolves 10. You're watching STSPN.com. Let's enjoy the Jackson High School Band.
frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back, Jackson High School. Tonight, this Western Conference 4A girls basketball game between the Lake Stevens Vikings and the Jackson Timberwolves. Lake Stevens at 26, Jackson at 10 here. We talked about RPI earlier in the game. The number 1 RPI in the 4A boys is Gonzaga Prep. Skyview number 2, Richland is number 3. On the 4A or the 3A boys, Garfield number 1, Lincoln of Tacoma number 2, O'Day is number 3. Marysville Pilchuck is number 11 out of the Western Conference. In the 4A girls, Central Valley on top, East Lake out of Sammamish. Yeah, beautiful, your hometown. Exactly. Sammamish is number 2. Number 3 is Moses Lake. The Glacier Peak Grizzlies are at number 16 coming in, and the thing you get about Glacier Peak's boys is their opponent's winning percentage is like at 4.44.
Oh,
it's just bad.
Yeah.
So
their attorney CD is going to be a little bit different on that one.
That's right. In the RPI. And then in the 3A girls, Gig Harbor number 1, the Snohomish Panthers number 2, Lincoln is number 3. So that's the way things are. Edmonds Woodway is at number 14 in the 3A girls.
A lot of talent for the Wesco in the RPI. On the girls' end, more if anything.
Right. So here we go, back underway. Jackson now with the basketball, moving to our right in their home white uniforms. Lake Stevens in the purple tonight. Lake Stevens with a 26-10 lead. Jackson with the basketball, and ball is kicked. They reset the 30-second shot clock, and Olivia Skibo will throw it in.
She had a laid up too if Kylie Griffin didn't kick that.
The seniors started the game tonight, but the usual starting lineup will be in there here to start the second half for Jackson.
Jackson going with the press, trying to get a little pressure.
They get it. They get the reverse lay-in for Sydney Carter off the steal. Now Lake Stevens trying to fight this full court pressure by Jackson. Get the feeling that's what Dwayne Morris told Jackson. Let's just play hard-nosed defense and see if we can crawl back within 14 now. It's been as much as 16. That's what it was at the half. And then a glide to the hoop by Griffin. She keeps looking for the foul, and she's not getting it. We saw her dad, said hi to her dad. Dexter played collegiate basketball, and I think that's one thing, sometimes they're just not going to call it for you.
Exactly.
And when you get to Gonzaga, they're really not going to call it for you.
Exactly. She finished the half with 8 points, but a lot of missed opportunities, missed shots, too. She looked almost a little frustrated, irked, as you said earlier, throughout the first half.
Here's a turnaround jumper up and good. Olivia Skibo gets the bucket, and it's now a 12-point lead from 16. Reed, underhand dish, laying up and good. Right then, that shows why Lake Stevens pretty good as they worked it around, and Anna Johansson gets the bucket.
Way to break the press by Reagan Reed right there. Head up, good dribbles.
Speaking of breaking the press, out for 3. Will it go? Yes! Down it goes for Megan Matson of the Jackson Timberwolves, and it's a 9-point lead. Excuse me, an 11-point lead. I was told there'd be no math. Here, I'll have an answer on the other end. An air ball. Picked off out of the air by Matson. Out of backcourt she comes. Stops. Swings it down low. Almost lost the handle, and a foul is going to be called. No, they're going to call it travel.
That pivot foot stepped up a little bit early right there. Nice little run by Jackson here. You can feel the momentum swing. So Lake Stevens, see if they can get a bucket to kind of halt it. And it's where it is right now.
2 minutes into the third quarter, a 28-17 lead. Along the baseline. It's a miss by Smith. Never really got the shot off. And Schilberg grabs the board for Jackson. T-Wolves with the ball on their home floor. Down by 11.
And senior night.
And senior night.
That adds at least 5 points.
That's Sydney Carter. Lauren Schilberg to the baseline, closed off there. Wanted to put up a shot, can't do it. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot now. Not aware of it, and there will be a shot clock violation, and it went. Skiebel hit it, and it wouldn't count because it was after the shot clock went.
Oh, man, that would have been huge, that 11 point to 8. Huge confidence boost with this press that's been giving Lake Stevens a little bit of trouble. They've been able to break it, though, pretty easily.
But you got to credit the Lake Stevens defense on that possession to cause them not to get the shot off, and there's going to be a foul here on Jaden Kinchin. Kinchin picks up her second personal foul, first team foul of any kind in the second half. Reset the shot clock. Lake Stevens basketball. Reed to Griffin to Reed. Up fake for the 3, goes into traffic, puts it up, rims off, no good. Ball was knocked out of bounds. Last touch there by Matson. And so Lake Stevens has a fresh 30 on the shot clock, and they have the basketball underneath their own hoop. Reed back to Griffin again. Tried to back her way in. Ball knocked away by Schilberg. 26 on the shot clock. And another inbounds here for the Vikings. This time it goes from right into the hands of Reed. We're going to have a timeout called by Randy Edens of the Lake Stevens Vikings. They lead by 13, the Vikings do. We're going to go over the good crowd on hand here for the Jackson Timberwolves. Let's get in on our guy with the sports. Oh, who do you like? Oh, there's the head. That's. I'm going to hold up your Steph Curry head.
There's a lot of creativity over there by the student section, Tom.
And then we got our sports guy.
And then I saw a guy with a bucket and a spatula over there. You can't teach that, and I'll tell you that for free.
And it's sports on one side of the sign and basketball on the other side of the sign.
You got to pick one, man. They're not synonyms.
So they're all here. The band, for the first time in many years, Jackson has a band here on a home game on a senior night. We have wrestling for you tomorrow just up the street. About 4 miles away will be at Glacier Peak for the Western Conference 4A wrestling match. Sam Otto and Steve Willits will join me tomorrow for wrestling here on STSPN.com. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lake Stevens. Jackson retains possession with 16 on the shot clock. 4:40 to play in the quarter. Ill-advised pass. Reed with it. Easy lay-in off the steal for Reagan Reed, and it's 32-17. Lake Stevens' biggest lead was 16 points. It's 15 now. Jackson has not led in this ball game, so no lead changes, no ties. Little quick offense here. They got it over to Sydney Carter with the bucket.
Sydney Carter chipped in with 4 points this quarter already off some good post play.
Reed, little runner, wouldn't go. Skiebel grabs the rebound for Jackson. She'll stop, she'll pop, she'll airball it.
Shoot or shoot.
But you hope they hit the rim.
That's very true.
So checking in now for Lake Stevens will be Samaya Moran will come in. And Taylor Smith back in. And that's Smith there with the shot, and she traveled before she got the shot off. So a turnover gives it back over to Jackson. Timberwolves down by 13 points with 3:50 to play. Quarter 3 at Jackson High School tonight.
Looks like they're going back to Carter.
Skiebel with it. Now Schilberg, one bounce, double team, really could never turn and face at the low block. 10 to shoot. Dribbling in, laying up. No, that's a miss. Jaden Kinchin with the miss. One shot there, grabbed by Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt. Reed turns, faces, she'll fire, it won't go. And that rebound grabbed down by Megan Matson, the junior for Jackson. And the Timberwolves with it. Getting down by 13. Nice ball movement there, but can't make the complete play as the lay-in's going to be missed by Sydney Carter.
Oh, man, that would have been a huge bucket right there. And then a frustration foul here on the other end as well.
Yeah, Carter missed and then committed the foul off the miss. You know, we've kind of said that all night long about Jackson. Oh, if only that one should have got. That one didn't go. They've just been kind of on the edge here.
Their defense has been good all night. I mean, Griffin and Reed have combined for 15. Last game they had 54 combined. So they're doing a great job corralling those two. Just a matter on the offensive end.
Kylie Griffin's been kind of irked. Can we go back to that word? About not getting any foul calls. Jackson gets it. She has the shot. It puts up, won't go. And rebound by Taylor Smith. Excuse me. Rebound grab by Alexa Martin. Now to Schilberg, back over for the lay-in, good. Nice ball movement there. Sydney Carter with the bucket. That time it goes, and it's 32-21, the lead for Lake Stevens. Savannah Smith, ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch there by Megan Matson. Like I say, kicked, so they'll reset the 30-second shot clock. And so Lake will have it. So we're at 2:15 to play in the third quarter. Now Griffin with the bucket. Glides in, puts it up and in.
Quick and efficient.
Very efficient.
I told you they would come over time, maybe.
That's Schilberg. Now Kinchin on the drive. Foul called. Griffin went airborne. And see if I think they're going to get, unless they say it happened before, they did. It's going to be Kaylee Bracey. Oh, Sarah Dominic, 3-0, not 4-0, 3-0. Pick up. I thought maybe it happened a little earlier, but if it was that much earlier, I'm not sure there should be two shots here. But who are we? Who are we to overrule Riaz Kanji?
No, we just hang out, have a good time.
Couple
it's senior night.
Yeah, it's senior night. We're seniors. Get the senior citizen discount like Elvig here.
Yeah.
34-23 the score. That's Griffin for the Vikings. Now Jackson moving. Schilberg. Back over to Kinchin. Carter. Everybody touching the ball here. 10 to shoot. Kinchin dumping it down. Oh, they go right back to Schilberg. Puts it up too hard. Won't go. And another rebound for Lake Stevens. Grabbed by Griffin. And here's Lake Stevens. They'll just kind of work the clock here. Take a little bit of time. Reagan Reed looking for a double screen. She gets it. Goes around it. Puts up a runner. Too hard. No good. Bodies on the floor. Offensive foul called on Reagan Reed.
Player control.
Kind of went in a little bit out of control.
A little bit of a late call, too.
Well, after the second body hit the floor, I think they decided, well, let's call something here. Brianna Williams checks back in for Jackson along with Skibble. As Kinchin brings it up, 49 seconds to play in the quarter. Schilberg on the dribble, gives it to Kinchin. Goes deeper in the right corner, down to 10 to shoot now. Looking cross court to Kinchin. Kinchin into traffic, down to 4 seconds to shoot, and a steal. And then a foul. They get down to 4 on the shot clock. The steal by Lake Stevens, and then the reach-in foul called on Lauren Schilberg, trying to get the ball back. She's trying to take away that which was rightfully hers.
28 seconds in the half right now. Looks like Lake Stevens will hold for the last shot.
Yeah, shot clock is dead. They're just working in back court. Now into front court as Savannah Smith brings it up. Foul called. And they're going to whistle this one on Lake Stevens.
Kylie Griffin.
Yeah.
off the ball.
I think looking for some positioning, and
Randy Edens is not
he's not a happy camper.
Not happy with that call.
Well, Coach, you're up by 13 points. Randy Edens, who's worked with us in the NWAC tournament, which will be here on STSPN coming up after the high school season is over. Air ball that won't go. They'll just hold on till the horn at the end of the third quarter, where the Lake Stevens Vikings lead the Jackson Timberwolves 36-23. You're watching Western Conference girls basketball on STSPN.com.
That was beautiful. Basically, yeah.
You're watching Jackson Timberwolves Live!
Aerial coverage provided by our friends at Smithfield Foods. That's NBC on NASCAR coverage. So you are looking live, except it's dark outside, so it's not really live. Here we go, back to action. Lake Stevens with a big lead, 13 points, 7:52. See if Jackson has a run in him here in this fourth quarter as we get underway. Lake, I think, Randy Eden said, you know what, let's go deep in the shot clock in case we do need to when the playoffs start. And when we do go deep in the shot clock and go to about 8 seconds to shoot, and then let's get it down low to Samaya Moran and have her go to the free throw line trying for a three-point play.
5'11" freshman, too. These are big minutes right now. Like you mentioned, around that playoff time. It's always good to have a 5'11" freshman to come off the bench, too, give you some height.
And she will try for a three-point play. That'll be the third personal foul on Olivia Skiebel, and the fourth team foul against the Timberwolves. Johansson will check in for Lake Stevens. I think he's played everybody in the first half for sure.
It's a game of musical chairs I can't win.
Here's Williams, no, won't go. Griffin grabs another rebound. Feeds it off. Thought it was going to be a three, but instead Savannah Smith will miss a two. Williams with a long end-to-end pass.
I think that was an out route.
But quickly back was Lake Stevens on the defense. Martin will miss from the corner. Schilberg will grab the rebound, and then it's going to be picked off. Nobody wants the basketball. It's a hot potato. And they're going to say last touched by Jackson. It'll be Lake Stevens basketball. Nobody wanted it.
It's pretty aggressive for senior night.
And we're getting fans yelling, "Call the foul!" You know what? You really don't want them to call a foul. Let's just play basketball.
Yeah, let the girls play.
Let them play. How about a wide open three? How about a wide open three that hits nothing but twine, and Taylor Smith buried that one.
Taylor Smith, Lacey Taylor, the two senior guards, too, for Lake Stevens. I feel like they're just always around that ball. Good spots, hitting threes, just chip it in a little bit to go with Reed and Griffin, help out a little bit.
Biggest lead of the game for the Lake Stevens Vikings, up by 19 points. A miss by Jackson. Griffin with the basketball. Glides in, foul called. And are they going to say prior to, or are they going to say, yeah, they will say before the shot? She thought it was on the way in. I thought so too, maybe. The foul is called. Megan Matson with her first, 5th team foul. Had a timeout on the floor, and we'll take a break. 6:06 to play in the game. 42-23. It's been all Lake Stevens here on STSPN.com. At Jackson High School on a Friday night, Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius, Todd Elvig. Big lead now for the Lake Stevens Vikings visitors tonight. And Lake Stevens trying to solidify that #1 spot in the Wesco 4A girls. Kylie Griffin will try to do that with a shot that rattles off. It won't go. And I would think that her minutes will be limited here momentarily. She's playing pretty tough defense here. Olivia Skiebel with it. Now that's Williams looking for a screen. Corner Martin back out for Skiebel, who will shoot and hit a 3 ball. Olivia Skiebel with the shot. The 6'1 junior puts it down. It's a 16-point lead for Lake with 5.5 to play in the game. That's Griffin again, squeezed between a couple of white-shirted Jackson Timberwolves. And then we'll get Sydney Carter with the foul, her 3rd personal foul. And that's the 6th team foul.
That balloon making you get a workout.
Well, I know, I've got to lean back to see the team foul up on the scoreboard. Nice ball movement there, just rattled, but it rattles out. That's going to be a miss for Savannah Smith. And a foul. Kylie Griffin picks up her 3rd personal foul. She's been kind of moving people around off that rebound, off the miss. 3rd personal foul, 4th team foul against Lake Stevens. Brianna Williams brings it up for Jackson.
I'd call a play for Skiebel right here. She made 1-3, little heat check.
Skiebel, little double pump move, turn, face, won't go, rattles off. Who's got it? Williams on the floor. They're going to say off of a Jackson Timberwolf. Lake Stevens will keep it. Reagan Reed checks back in for Lake Stevens. For Dominic. Dwayne Morris has played a lot of players tonight too. They're going to the tournament. They're going to the district tournament, but they'll have to play on the opening night of the tournament rather than wait for the first round bye. Hannah Johansson with the bucket there.
Yeah, Kamiak or Mariner. But that home court advantage, it's a lot better to play here rather than to go to Mariner or Kamiak.
Looking down low, they go inside. A little hook shot. Affected defensively. The miss there by Martin. And they will say Lake Stevens will have the basketball. Lots of subbing in. Jaden Kinchin checks back in for the Timberwolves. Griffin plays a lot of minutes. Corner pocket, 3 ball down. It will go. Kaylee Bracey with the 3 ball, and it's a 21-point lead. Biggest lead of the game for the Lake Stevens Vikings halfway through the 4th quarter. Overplay the defense by Reed. Skiebel has it. Out of Kinchin. As Jackson down to 8 to shoot. Skiebel with it, turns, face, and put it up over the top of the defense. Put it in late in the shot clock, and it's a 47-28 score. Still full court pressure by Jackson.
That's Skiebel's 9th point of the night.
Shot in the corner.
Back to back.
2 in a row. Kaylee Bracey buries it.
She might as well get a timeshare over there in the corner.
It's a 22-point lead. Dribbling in, Williams off the window and in. And a timeout called by the Jackson Timberwolves head coach Dwayne Morris. A 20-point lead for Lake Stevens. 3:16 to play in the game. High school basketball right here on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Jackson High School, the place on this Friday night. Wesco 4A girls basketball. We'll have some district tournament games coming your way. We've got Wesco 4A wrestling tomorrow. We've got the NWAC tournament coming up. Lots of sports action here at STSPN.com. Are we looking at Kaylee Bracey for our player of the game?
Oh, of course. Two threes in the last two possessions down here.
Yeah.
Kind of sealed the deal. Either that, Jackson student section was a top favorite in my book too. I was going to get
true.
bucket spatula guy over here.
Here's a little runner, won't go. Back up, that won't go. That second putback by Anna Johansson would not go. Here's a steal by Griffin. Griffin runs through the defender, but they're going to call Kinchin for the foul. Kinchin kind of got in the way of Griffin, and they will call it. And so Kinchin picks up the foul, her third personal foul, seventh team foul. So 1-1 the rest of the way for Lake Stevens with 3 minutes to play. And it'll be a miss for Griffin. Griffin and Reed, we'll go with Kaylee Bracey. Griffin and Reed have both gotten the player of the game. We're trying to spread the wealth.
Of course,
That's
and I love
why.
that.
Give everybody a chance for their 15 seconds of fame.
I'm still waiting for my 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah, keep waiting.
I know.
Williams, Skeeble. Starts the dribble, goes in, runs into a couple of defenders, and she's going to have to earn them at the. No, I think they're going to say that she was not on her way, or the foul's going to be on Johansson. They say she was on her way to the hoop. Or are they?
She got mugged right there. That was a pretty.
Okay. Looks like the officials were kind of huddling up whether or not she was on her way to shoot. She was. 2 shots. First one's good. 2:38 to play in the game.
That's 10 points. Unofficially, official 10 points for Olivia Skeeble.
Next one.
She has great rotation and a great stroke. I think she had 1 or 2 3-pointers tonight out of 7 or 8, but great stroke. Keep shooting.
6'1" junior, Olivia Skeeble. Nearly a steal here for Lake Stevens. They lead it by 18 points with 2:22 to play. That's Reed into traffic. You know, usually you'd say, well, here's the time that you put in all the younger play. He's been playing everybody.
Yeah, exactly. You've been doing a great job.
You know, maybe you pull Griffin out, Reed out. Lake Stevens not a particularly great shooting night.
Sometimes you got to win ugly too.
Yeah, it's hard to say it wasn't a good night when you win by 18
Yeah.
points or more.
That just shows how good of a team Lake Stevens is, though, going into the playoffs. Nights like this maybe didn't have it all, but can still win by double digits over another district playoff team.
Jackson working the basketball. Olivia Skeeble with it. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. Hand check foul will be called at the baseline, and they'll get Lacey Taylor with the foul. Picks up her first personal foul, 6th team foul. Corner shot that won't go. The miss by Megan Matson. Bodies on the floor, balls out of bounds. Last touched by Lake Stevens.
Gotta love the hustle, Tom.
So Jackson will throw it in at the baseline. Under 2 minutes to play in the game. Looking on the inbounds bounce. Boy, Lake Stevens is just all around the basketball. No matter who's out there playing defense.
Swarming.
The swarming. Skibble will throw it in. Again, there's your swarm, and it's going to be a pickoff there by Reed. Going in, laying no. So she'll have to miss him at the free throw line, or make him at the free throw line. Miss the lay-in, and they will call the foul on Alexa Martin.
Her third personal foul.
Giving a warning to the Jackson bench. Just warned one of the Jackson Timberwolves players down there. I don't know if she, I don't know.
I think that was me. I got a little bit too vocal off air.
Yeah, you gotta pipe down.
Yeah.
And so Reed at the free throw line for the Vikings. It's 53-32. The lead is 21 points, equaling the biggest lead of the game for Lake Stevens. 1:40 to play. Still tough defense by Lake Stevens. Matson throws it right side. Kinchin puts it up kind of off balance, kind of flung it up there. Glass, and that's all. Then a reach-in foul after. Reed goes hard to the floor. And they're going to, I believe, Kinchin. Yeah, it will be Kinchin, her 4th personal foul. And so free throws here. Reed, first free throw is good, not good. Kylie Griffin will check in, so now Randy Edens will go to the bench. Samaya Moran will come in. I'm guessing Reed will be next to head to the bench land. She will. Makes the free throw. Have a seat. You're done for the night. Thank you very much.
Sophomore only, too. I didn't notice that. Thought she was a junior. She still has 2 years of basketball left to play, and of course the rest of this year with their potential run through the district tournament to the state.
Little dump down low. Almost traveling with the ball, but got it out to Skibble. Give the assist to Megan Matson. Skibble with the bucket. We'll take a break with a timeout on the floor. 1:10 to play in the game. The lead is 20 for Lake Stevens, 54-34. Watching high school basketball on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Well, Todd's got more bells and whistles and toys, and thanks for being with us here. STSPN.com, always trying to improve the product. If they find some good announcers, they'll be set. So Lake Stevens down to a minute to play in the game. Vikings lead it by 20. And another whistle. And this one's going to be on Alexa Martin, her 4th personal foul. Quite a number of players with 4 personals. Now Dwayne Morris will clear the bench.
Get all the seniors back in at one time.
Yeah.
There's my bucket guy.
Bucket guy, where is he? Oh, the bucket guy.
Is that technically a noisemaker?
It is technically a noisemaker. There's bucket guy. Well, bucket guy is right next to megaphone guy, which is just up from the big head.
Take a little bit of a southwest, or well, that'd be southeast, no, northeast turn, man. My third grade teacher would be so mad if they heard me say that.
North is this way.
Yeah, I know.
That's south. 50 seconds to play. Got a garbage time here as we wrap it up. Kaylee Bracey will be our player of the game, sponsored by Speedway Chevrolet. And bang, down it goes for a 3-ball for Kinchin. 19 points now. 31 to play in the basketball game. Dribble in for Lake Stevens. Nice Galliani took it to the rack, put it in. Shot clock is dead here. Oh, a swat.
By the Frosh.
The freshman gets the swat and the bucket on the other end, Samaya Moran. Down to 7 seconds to go. Moran again, she'll just stop. Plant her foot, and we're going to talk with our player of the game, Kaylee Bracey. Kaylee Bracey. 60-37 the final. We'll take a break and come back with our player of the game right here on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Turn the camera there. And welcome back here to Jackson High School. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius. 60-37 the final. Lake Stevens over the Jackson Timberwolves. Kaylee Bracey is our player of the game, sponsored by Speedway Chevrolet. Good game tonight.
Thank you.
Talk about, it wasn't the world's greatest game.
Yeah.
So talk about the mentality coming in, and what did Coach say at halftime? Like, hey, sometimes you just have to win ugly.
Yeah. He basically just told us that we just needed to work hard and be a team together and just keep playing the game that we know how to play.
You like the threes.
Yeah, I was about to say, you had a timeshare over there in the corner of the last one, kind of to seal the deal. 3-pointers, is that your game, or is it more towards going to the basket?
I don't know. I shoot a lot of threes. So.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. Shooter's mentality.
So when you're shooting the threes, do you know right away they're going in, or do you know right away they're not going to go in?
Pretty much, yeah. You just kind of know. You see it, and you're like, oh, that's not good.
Talk about playing with Kylie.
It's really fun. She's a really good teammate. I really appreciate having her as like a leader. She's always been there for me since my freshman year, and I just really appreciate having her on our team.
Talk about Coach Randy Eaton's over there. He was getting hot for some of the ref calls, but he seems like pretty aggressive and fiery coach, very passionate about his players. Talk a little bit more about him.
He just really wants us to win because he knows how good we are, and he just wants us to play the way that we know how to play.
So now tonight, pretty much now that seals that you'll be the #1 seed. Don't have to play on the first night of the district tournament. That's nice, going right to the semis, isn't it?
Yeah.
So talk about what's the goal? What's does the Lake Stevens Vikings have a goal as a team, or do you have a goal personally for coming up now?
I just really want us to be able to go to state because we did miss it like 3 years in a row, I believe, and we know we can get there, and we know we have to do what we can do to get there. So
you want to play in the big house?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job tonight. That's Kaylee Bracey, our player of the game. 60-37 the final. Lake Stevens over Jackson. We're going to get a shirt and we'll get a picture.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll get that. He'll get a picture of you as well. So thanks for being with us here on STSPN.com from Jackson High School. Fun ball game tonight.
Fun. A little bit of an ugly game first,
right,
but it was good to see Lake Stevens come out and still put up a 23-point win, regardless with Griffin and Reed maybe scoring only 20 points. There's a lot of chips. Kaylee Bracey, Taylor Smith, Lacey Taylor as well too. So a lot of contributors.
Well, and we saw them early in the season, you and I, against Kamiak. This is a team, though, if they really click, they can put up 65, 70 points without even batting an eye.
Yeah, exactly. I could see them definitely making a run towards that state tournament. When you're playing that pressure D with Kylie Griffin up there, who has that wingspan, you can jump around and create havoc for that any opposing team too. That's always a nice thing to have.
You know, the Jackson Timberwolves, they're young. They'll get it together. Maybe it's not this year, but next year you can see on the horizon, okay, we got some building blocks for their head coach, Dwayne Moore.
Yeah, I was about to say, Olivia Stiebel, she had, I think it was 11 or 12 points tonight. She missed a few threes, but you can definitely tell by the stroke. And if she would have slowed down, get a nice shot up there, she has the arc, she has the rotation. Maybe just didn't have it tonight. Doesn't mean she won't have it for next games or even towards the future. Great looking player for Jackson.
So that's it. The final score, Lake Stevens 60, Jackson 37. We've got wrestling tomorrow on Saturday. District basketball on the horizon as well. So for Todd Elvig and Alex Clausius, I'm Tom Lafferty. Good night from Jackson High School.